Hello, everyone. Dr. Novocaine is in the house and doing something a little bit unusual. So, I don't do preface videos like ever. Honestly, I really don't have much need to most of the time. There's not really a lot to say about most of them. But this is an occasion where I feel like it's necessary to explain a few things before I actually get into the playthrough. And to start it off earnestly, I'm going to make a rather dramatic statement. Colossus, a Super Mario World hack by Level Engine, may be the worst experience I've ever had as a video gamer. Now, that's going to raise a few eyebrows for people who've seen some of the stuff that I've played. Like wading through 4 abysmal sloth hacks, the Mega Man Overload games, a variety of Chico ordeals, the Super Mario Collision games, and particularly Mega Man Against the World, which I have routinely listed as my previous worst ever. And seeing what that game did to me, it might be hard to believe anything could go lower. Well, here's the thing about Mega Man Against the World. For as horrible as it is, it's only the length of a Mega Man game. Now, granted, it's the length of the longest Mega Man game, at 18 stages, but that's still 18 stages. Mario hacks, they can be beefier. A lot beefier. Colossus has 95 exits. With some stages having 2 exits, the actual stage count is lower, but not by a whole lot. I'm estimating there's probably at least 60, maybe at least 70 stages in the entire game, which is over 3 times the number in Against the World or any other single Mega Man game. In fact, put together all the sloth hacks, and then you've got a fair match for length on the number of stages. But Super Mario World hacks also just have the potential for longer stages in general. And we're talking about Level Engine, who is notorious for making excruciatingly long stages. So even the same number of stages doesn't necessarily translate to the same raw amount of content. And a lot of content is really an amplification of the quality of that content. If it's good content, it makes the game that much better. And if it's bad content, it makes the game that much worse. Now, the next thing that might be shocking is that it could be worse than the Collision games. You know, those horrible broken messes with a fair amount of badly plagiarized content, visual disaster pieces, just reeking of rank incompetence from start to finish. And in that sense, well, Colossus is certainly not on that level. Now, that doesn't mean it's perfect. It's on the particular aspect. There are certainly times where visual atrocities come in. I have a few flashing screen warnings in there. And things don't always work perfectly, right? But those are rarer instances overall. Honestly, in terms of the way the game is constructed, it's put together quite well. It's not really a mess in terms of style, mostly in terms of aesthetic, or in structure. But all that just makes the other aspects worse, because it's quite clear that we're not dealing with someone who's just bad at what they do. We're dealing with someone who clearly has experience, clearly has design ability, and that means that everything they do to you is absolutely deliberate. Alright, let's address the next point. I've played stuff by Level Engine before. I've hated stuff by Level Engine before. Yes, I know full well what he's capable of by now. So the question that I'm sure I'm going to hear is, why play more? And why keep playing it after it's clear that I already hate it? And I have a simple reason for that. To get it out there, to show it, and to make it an example. It's more than just, I'm playing it so you don't have to. It's more than just playing something bad so I can appreciate the good that much more. Even if both of those are not necessarily untrue, that's not the central motivation here. The central motivation is more than that. It's demonstrating bad design, is meant to serve as an example to anyone aspiring to create out there that there are things that they absolutely should not do. And it's easy to say, don't make things too hard, don't make your player hate your game. It's easy to say that. But it's easier to understand why something is a problem if you get to see someone try to struggle through it and suffer from it. And it's important to make clear to anyone that these are not just problems that are part of an experience. Even if you know the programs inside and out, even if you have years of design experience, you can fall into these same pitfalls. These are problems that you can create if you know what you're doing. They're problems that you actually are more likely to create if you know what you're doing. If you see these and they serve as a warning to you, then it's served some good. It's served its purpose. It's shown you, hey, think about this the next time you're trying to create. Are you going to create something that causes this kind of reaction? And hey, maybe some of you enjoy seeing me suffer and rage, and sure, that's all good. Whatever you get out of it. But that's not the point as far as my intention here. My intention is to showcase the issues. And if you're inspired by this, well, God help you. Anyway, in the descriptions, I'll be including the original recording times for each of these videos. Not all of the cut content is necessarily me scrapping footage of something I skimmed through for God knows how long, but enough of it is that I'm not going to waste time just trying to dither around with trying to separate out what is and what isn't and all that. Because honestly, most of it just comes from me having to do stuff related to the game anyway, so yeah, that just adds to the time. Honestly, it's been hard enough to edit this stuff as it is. I don't like editing these types of videos. The whole, all the rewinds, and load states, and all that business, it's just so hard to dance around and get any content that really comes together well. But the game doesn't give me any other options. I mean, when I have to scum through so much of it just to actually get through it, yeah, there's only so much I can do. But you'll at least be able to get a sense of just how much worse it actually was to play through than even what you're seeing in front of you. Unlike the creator of this hack, I have a little bit of mercy. Also, I'm not doing chapters for this one. It's going to be a lot of one-level videos, so it's just not really worth the setup time for it. But, yeah, it doesn't really matter that much. Anyway, that's it. Here we are, Colossus. I can't call it the worst hack I've ever played for various reasons, but I can call it the worst experience playing a hack that I've ever had. And I hope that you'll understand why as you watch what I went through. Video 1 is coming right up. This is Doc. I'll see you soon.